A very common thing that I see on my channel is people thinking and saying things that they think I believe that I actually don't. And the biggest thing with that has to do with feminism. I've made a lot of videos in the past on feminism, and I'm going to be making a lot of videos in the present on feminism. And with that said, I want people to understand that when I talk about feminism, 99.9% of the time, when I reference the word feminism, I'm actually talking about radical feminism. I probably should have made that a lot more clearer in my past videos on feminism, but that honestly is what I actually talk about. Almost all of my videos, in fact, when I make video responses to people or subjects, deals with people who are radicals of a said ideology, said religion, said belief system. And that's what I primarily make responses to. Crazy people with outlandish, crazy views. When I hear someone classify themselves as a feminist, I'm fine with that. I have no problem with someone believing in feminism. If they want to believe that, that's perfectly fine. But a lot of people misconfuse what I actually believe and say that I hate feminism, I'm an anti-feminist, when in reality, I'm an anti-radical everything, which includes radical feminism. I'm not anti-feminist. In fact, I recently changed my Twitter description to anti-radical feminist because I'm not against people who believe in feminism. I may not agree with what they want to push with their beliefs or agendas or what they want to strive for, but ultimately, I have no problem with someone who classifies themselves as a feminist. Now, one of the biggest things has to do with Anita Sarkeesian. In fact, this Facepalm Sunday video is another video response to Anita Sarkeesian. In my personal definition of what I consider feminism to be, she is a radical feminist. She takes things, she makes bare assertions, she makes crazy, outlandish statements. I think one of the biggest statements Anita Sarkeesian ever has made that pissed me off the most was when she called Christopher Hitchens, 2 days after he died, a misogynistic, sexist, warmonger, and racist. Yeah, Christopher Hitchens, 2 days after he died. I believe one of my personal favorites and renowned critical thinkers, and someone who had great debating and communication skills. He wrote amazing and inspirational books on challenging religion and so much more. I mean, if you don't know who Christopher Hitchens is, look him up and read some of his books that he's done. He's a phenomenal human being, and it was such a sad day when he died, and it only took 2 days for Anita Sarkeesian to start making these crazy radical claims that he was a misogynistic, sexist warmonger who hated everybody or hated women and all this shit. And it just blew my mind that someone like her can say things like that. And I'm going to admit that I do not like Anita Sarkeesian, and I'm going to keep putting out videos against this woman to combat the things that she says, because most recently she said some crazy outlandish things about the game Dying Light. I'm going to be responding to that, and I can disprove what she says literally in 15 seconds. And I'm going to show you exactly what she says, and I'm going to show you what she says compared to the gameplay of the game that she tries to twist around and twist into this crazy idea that the game is against women and sexist against women and follows the normal game trope and all that shit. But yeah. So those are my views. I am not against those who are feminists. I talk about radical feminism. So if I use the term, you know, these feminists, I actually, and this is a communication error on my part, I'm not the best at wording what I'm trying to say in my videos, and sometimes when I say things like, these feminists, what I'm actually meaning is these radical feminists. I'm going to try to change that in future content because I realize that's a communication problem with myself. When I say these feminists, then people who classify themselves as feminists are like, he hates me, or he's labeling me as, you know, in this group that I don't actually believe this stuff, and I understand that, and I apologize for this massive communication error with myself and not clarifying this earlier on my channel. So that's all I have to say for this video, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow reptiles. Until next time, I will see you guys on Facepalm Sunday with a new video for towards Anita Sarkeesian. I'll also be filming a few gameplay videos this week as Battlefield Hardline Beta was out, and I did that the past few days, and it has been amazing. If you haven't played it, it's an open beta, you should try it. I'm going to be doing a beta impressions video pretty soon on my channel also. Till next time, my name is Daniel Sulzbach, also known as Mr. Repsion on YouTube. Mr. Repzion. That's how you say my name, not Mr. Repzion. It's Repzion. Thank you for watching.